Delegate has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, members of this body, it's often been said on the floor that despite sincere and strong differences and disagreements we have on so many issues, we are members of this body. As members of this body, we're part of a family, that we take care of each other and that we look out for one another. Mr. Speaker, I rise today because of an incident that occurred on Monday in one of our committees that spilled into cyberspace yesterday. The consequences of which we are still feeling today. A video of one of our members was posted on social media by what I had hoped was an overzealous staffer from the other side of the aisle. What the video showed was one of our members answering questions about a specific bill, deliberately misleading, and clearly was part of an orchestrated ambush. Further, Mr. Speaker, the resulting video, which was selectively edited, and the accompanying tweet and Facebook post were completely and deliberately, I believe, mischaracterizing the legislation that was being discussed and debated, as well as mischaracterization of what the current law is in the Commonwealth of Virginia today. The posts clearly and the tweets were made to inflame passions throughout the social media echo chamber. And they succeeded. What was the result? Ongoing harassment, intimidation against the patron, several members of this body, their families, and their children. And this morning, Mr. Speaker, the Republican Party of Virginia is now fundraising off of the video in question and continuing to spread it throughout the internet. Mr. Speaker, it's not lost on many of us that these insidious tactics were used against not just a member of this body, not just a woman member of the House of Delegates, but by a woman delegate who was literally nursing her infant on the floor of the House last session and walking around the Capitol with her newborn on her hip. Mr. Speaker and members of this body, I understand that in a few short weeks, campaign season will be amongst us, and the gloves will be off. But here, while we're legislating, while we're debating issues, while we're doing the work of the people, what transpired yesterday was wrong. And it's really beneath this body and unacceptable. It's not the Virginia way that we all talk about time and time again on the floor. It's not taking care of each other, looking out for each other. It's profoundly disappointing. I hope, Mr. Speaker and members of this body, in the remaining time that we have and we're together, I hope that we can show that we are all better than this. Thank you.